I was hit by a pickup truck. I didn't know who I was until 20-something days later. It's called a left frontal craniotomy. That's what this is.
Ron is chronically homeless and has a history of alcoholism.
I lived in a 6-man tent by myself for 12 to 13 months through winter, spring, summer, and fall. Just because you have a job, just because I had a house. If you could just understand, and if you could put your feet in my shoes, you'd feel it. It's just the feeling of being disrespected because I'm homeless. That's what aggravates me the most about any of it.
Ron avoids shelters and has been reluctant to accept help from outreach workers.
We all, as people, want to be treated with respect, with dignity. And once they see that that is the way, the approach you have towards them, believe me, you can engage them. Because everybody wants to feel valued as human beings.
I met this one lady. She is Homeless Services. She's the one that was that managed to get me a tent, managed to get me a sleeping bag, and she got to talking to me, and she started bringing me more out into the real world, around people.
When somebody is having impairment due to trauma or post-traumatic stress disorder, you try to find out where are they, try to meet them where the person is, and figure out what kind of help this person actually needs at the time that you are talking to them.
Ron is eligible for Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, which could provide him with a stable income.
What has been, up to this point, the hesitation to start that process for Social Security? What's been the reason for that?
I wanted people to think that nothing was wrong with me. I would rather be homeless instead of filling out the paperwork to let people know about Ron. That way they don't know about Ron, the homeless person that has been on the street, that lived in a tent. If they knew about Ron, I'd feel vulnerable.
I think that our work is so important because it is about meeting a resident where they are and to help him or her become the best version of themselves. And we recognize that that's going to look really different for some people than for others. And our job is to just join in with them, but to not push our own expectations or our own hopes on that person.
Ron's outreach workers have supported him in his efforts to become more independent.
Do I have a plan? Yes. I will do work to make Ron feel better about Ron to survive. I have done landscaping. I have been a handyman. I also do volunteer work.
Ron is a regular volunteer at a drop-in center run by his church.
At this point in his life, he needs to feel valued, and he needs to feel important, and he needs to feel worthy of being helped. He needs to feel as though he's contributing.
This church and other places like this have brought me out to the real world. What am I saying is you've been around the block and you've been through the addiction scene. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying it because it's past. And I've done this for over 10 years. And why do I do that? Because those are people that have nowhere to go, and this gives them a place to go 5 days a week. That's why I keep going, that's why I volunteer, that's why I do this. To let people know in the real world that it can happen to anybody.
Ron has found success providing peer support, but has more goals he would like to achieve.
I can act because I know defense mechanisms. I can act like everything is great. My life is fantastic, but up here and here, it's not. My challenge today is working with all the people around me that are willing to help me if I allow them to know me. It's so that I can get a place of my own that has my name on the lease. I want to live a normal life.